Welcome to a journey through time and history. In the heart of Denver, Colorado, there's a house that holds the secrets of an extraordinary life and an indomitable spirit. Join us as we step inside the captivating world of the Molly Brown house, the home of the Unsinkable legend. Discover the elegance, the intrigue, and the enduring legacy of one of America's most remarkable women. Let's unlock the doors to a bygone era and explore the remarkable life of the unsinkable Molly Brown. The Molly Brown House, located in Denver, Colorado, is a historic landmark associated with Margaret Molly Brown, a survivor of the Titanic sinking in 1912. Here's a detailed history of the house. Construction and early ownership. 1889 to 1894. The house was built in 1889 for Isaac and Mary Large. Designed in the Queen and architectural style, it was constructed by renowned architect William Lang, featuring ornate detailing and opulent interiors. Molly Brown's ownership, 1894 to 1932. Margaret Molly Brown and her husband James Joseph Brown, also known as the Unsinkable Molly Brown, after surviving the Titanic disaster, purchased the house in 1894. They made several renovations, adding modern amenities and updating the decor. The Titanic connection. 1912. Molly Brown's most famous association with the Titanic occurred when she and her husband were aboard the ill-fated ship. Her leadership and assistance to other passengers during the sinking made her a hero. The Molly Brown House Museum showcases artifacts related to her Titanic experience. Post-Molly Brown era, 1932 present. After Molly's death in 1932, the house changed ownership multiple times. It was used as a boarding house, a home for wayward girls, and even faced the threat of demolition in the mid-1970s. Preservation and Museum, 1970s. Present in 1970, a group of concerned citizens formed Historic Denver Incorporated to save the house from destruction. Through fundraising efforts, they managed to purchase and restore the house. In 1970, it opened as a museum dedicated to Molly Brown's life and the historic preservation movement in Denver. Architecture and design. The Molly Brown House is a prime example of Victorian-era architecture with its high-pitched roof, ornamental brickwork, and bay windows. The interior of the house is decorated with period-appropriate furnishings and showcases the opulence of the late 19th century. Historical significance. The Molly Brown House serves as a testament to the Victorian era in Denver and the life of Molly Brown. It is an important cultural and historical site, offering visitors insight into the architecture, culture, and society of that time. Museum and tours. Today, the Molly Brown House Museum offers guided tours that provide a glimpse into the life of Margaret Brown, the Titanic, and the social history of Denver in the early 20th century. The Molly Brown House stands as a symbol of historic preservation and an enduring tribute to Molly Brown's remarkable life and legacy, both as a survivor of the Titanic and a prominent Denver socialite. The Molly Brown House Museum itself primarily focuses on the historical and educational aspects of Molly Brown's life, her role in the Titanic's history, and the Victorian era in Denver. While some may visit the house in the hope of encountering something paranormal, the primary purpose of the museum is to provide a window into history rather than to serve as a hub for ghost hunting. If you're interested in the history and architecture of the house, it's a great place to explore Molly Brown's fascinating life and the Victorian era in Denver. Some visitors have claimed to catch the distinct scent of roses in certain areas of the house. This phenomenon is often associated with Molly Brown, who was known for her love of roses. In addition to sightings of Molly Brown, there have been claims of encountering the apparition of an unknown man in old-fashioned clothing, particularly in the basement area. Shadows and shadowy figures have been reported, especially in dimly lit areas of the house. These apparitions are said to move quickly and disappear. Visitors and staff have reported electronic devices, such as cameras and flashlights, malfunctioning or behaving strangely while inside the house. Some people have reported hearing the faint sound of children's laughter when no children were present in the vicinity. A few individuals have described sensations of being touched or brushed by an unseen presence during their visit. Photographs taken inside the Molly Brown house have sometimes revealed unusual orb-like anomalies, which some interpret as potential evidence of paranormal activity. It's essential to keep in mind that these accounts are based on personal experiences and beliefs, and there is no scientific proof of paranormal phenomena in the house. The Molly Brown house primarily serves as a historical and educational site, but it has also gained a reputation for being a place with a reputation for intriguing ghostly tales and encounters, for those interested in the paranormal. Visitors may have varying experiences, from simply enjoying the history and architecture to believing they've encountered something otherworldly. Margaret Molly Brown, whose real name was Margaret Tobin Brown, was a prominent American socialite, philanthropist, and activist. She is perhaps best known for surviving the sinking of the RMS Titanic in 1912, which earned her the nickname, the Unsinkable Molly Brown. Here's an overview of her life and achievements. Early life. Margaret Tobin was born on July 18, 1867, in Hannibal, Missouri, and grew up in a working-class family. She moved to Leadville, Colorado, at a young age to work in a department store. Marriage. In 1886, she married James Joseph J.J. Brown, a wealthy miner and businessman. Their marriage led her into a life of privilege and social prominence. Margaret Molly Brown had 2 children with her husband James Joseph J.J. Brown. Lawrence Palmer Brown, 1887 to 1949. He was born on August 30, 1887. Lawrence pursued a career in the mining industry, much like his father. He married and had 2 children, a son and a daughter. He passed away on July 2, 1949. Catherine Ellen Brown, 1889 to 1969. Catherine, often known as Helen, was born on July 22, 1889. She married George Peter Hatch, and the couple had 2 children. She was active in social and charitable activities and was involved in preserving her mother's legacy. Catherine Brown Hatch passed away on November 23, 1969. Molly Brown's children lived their lives away from the public eye, and they did not achieve the same level of fame and recognition as their mother, who became a well-known philanthropy. Titanic survivor. Molly Brown's most famous moment came on April 15, 1912, when she was aboard the Titanic during its tragic maiden voyage. She played an active role in helping other passengers and rowed one of the lifeboats. Socialite. After the Titanic disaster, Molly Brown's newfound fame elevated her status as a socialite. She was involved in numerous charitable and social organizations, including the Denver Women's Club. Activism. Molly Brown was an advocate for various social and political causes, including workers' and women's rights. She also supported education and disaster relief efforts. Philanthropy. Brown was known for her philanthropic work, and she donated significant sums to charities, hospitals, and cultural institutions. Molly Brown House, Margaret Brown's former residence in Denver, Colorado, has been preserved as the Molly Brown House Museum, dedicated to her life and the history of the Victorian era in Denver. Later life and death. Molly Brown's husband, J.J. Brown, passed away in 1922. She continued her activism and philanthropy throughout her life. Margaret Tobin Brown died on October 26, 1932, in New York City. Molly Brown's remarkable story, especially her actions during and after the Titanic sinking, made her a celebrated figure in American history. Her life is a testament to the possibilities of social mobility and the impact one person can have on the world through philanthropy and advocacy. As our journey through the Molly Brown House comes to a close, we've touched the past, felt the elegance of a bygone era, and celebrated the unbreakable spirit of Molly Brown. We hope you've been inspired by this remarkable story. If you're ever in Denver, don't miss the chance to step into history at the Molly Brown House Museum. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Titanic survivor, philanthropist, and unsinkable legend. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and remember to keep the spirit of Molly Brown alive in your own adventures. Until next time.